Okay, this video is about the security light on that express van Chevrolet, but also I've got on this Jaguar, but I've got a lot of videos doing repair on that van, and also those two Jeeps up there. I've got over 100 auto repair videos altogether, so y'all check those out too. But yeah, this one will be just about that security light on that Chevrolet van, resetting it. Hey, April 25th, 2024. The security light is on. I'm going to show y'all how I get it cut off, hopefully. Sometimes it works, sometimes works right away, sometimes it takes a lot longer to work. But it's a series of switching the ignition on and off. But now I will tell you, if that security light is blinking, it's not going to crank. It'll crank and cut off. It cuts the fuel off, but it'll crank and cut off, crank and cut off. But with it running solid, what I always do, I always wait. I turn the switch on, wait for the security light to go off, and then I crank it. Because a lot of times, if I don't wait for that security light to cut off, it'll stay on. And as long as it's on solid, the engine cranks and does fine. It'll stay running. But if that security light is blinking, it does not crank. So what we're going to do, I'm going to switch it off, and then I'm going to switch it back on and see if the security light's still on. If it is still on, I'm going to go ahead and switch it back off, let it sit for a few minutes or a short period of time. Then I'm going to switch the switch back on. If it's on, I'm going to leave the switch on. The reset instructions say to leave it on 10 minutes or until it goes off, but I have gotten, and you can do that 3 different cycles, but I've gotten where I just leave it on 3, 4, 5 minutes, cut it off, and then turn it back on, and it usually works on the second series of cycling. So right now we're going to switch it off, switch it back on, see if that security's on, and then and it may start blinking. If it starts blinking, we're going to have to do the long series, I think. But let's switch it off and then switch it back on and see if it is on. Okay, it's on. Let's see, I usually wait until it goes off. If it does not go off, okay, it went off. So you won't get to see how I end up doing it. But see, this is what it did last time, because I waited till it cut off and then I cranked it back up and then it came on. But let's say it didn't go off. Then I would leave the switch on for about 4 or 5 minutes, switch it off for about 5 seconds, then switch it back on for 4 or 5 minutes. And if it goes off like it did this time, then it'll be fine. But let's go ahead and crank it back up. Now see, last time when I was going down the road, it came back on. Usually it does not come back on, but sometimes it does. I also have a problem with the fuel gauge, and I go by mileage now. We filled up 162 miles ago, and this tank holds 31 gallons. So we've got just getting 12 and a half, 13 and a half miles a gallon. So we don't start filling back up until it gets about 300 miles on it. But hopefully this will help you guys out. This is a 2000 Chevrolet Express van 2500 5.7 liter V8. I think other vehicles have the same problem. Trucks, some of the cars, some of this, a bunch of different stuff. And I've taken this one to GM and Chevrolet, and they told me, don't bring it over here, we can't fix it. There's nothing we can do with it. So that has been my fix. But like I did replace that anti-theft deterrent module once, and it is a booger bear to get to. It is back down here on this right-hand side, up top of the steering column. And you have to finagle with it to get it. And you can't find a new one. You have to get a rebuilt one. I got a rebuilt one online, but it may not have been the problem. It may have been just exactly what we're doing here. So anyway, this should have got it wrapped up. The security switch or security light has not come back on, but maybe that'll help y'all. If it does come back on, or if it comes on, I leave that switch on for about 5 minutes until it goes off. And sometimes you have to do that 3 times. And like I said, the GM's instructions say to leave it on for 10 minutes or until it cuts off. But anyway, we'll get this uploaded, and hopefully it'll help y'all out. And I've got multiple videos of this already on YouTube, so maybe this will get everything squared away for several people. So this will be a wrap.